This is a podcast on how to use Toastmasters' free Toast host website. This video was done by fellow MCBC and South Auckland Advance Toastmaster Ben Ross. Free Toast Host, or FTH for short, is the website that most, if not all, Toastmasters clubs use for their day-to-day operations. It allows to be a front page for guests and visitors looking at what a Toastmasters club is or wanting to join a club. For members, it is where agendas are sent out and read, and where you can upload the details of your speeches or confirm your roles. And for executive officers like myself as president with Advanced, vice president public relations with MCBC Toastmasters, it's where we can do the day-to-day managing, such as if you're the vice president membership and treasurer, you can work out the club dues that are due every 6 months. The VPM can then make sure the database with the members is up to date. While the vice president education usually is the one that sets out agendas, and the secretary or the VP education, depending how it's structured in your club, uses FTH to make a record of attendance of meetings, reconciling the agenda, and in doing so, that also it keeps track of what roles you have done and when you last did it for when the next agenda is sent out. Free Toast Host has one important feature to make a standard club meeting run efficiently, and that is through the agendas, especially if you are a speaker on the day of your club meeting or even a guest speaker. So today we are going to look at how to update your details in the agenda, that is, enter your speech title, an introduction, and selecting what project from your pathway your speech is. So it's all updated to the agenda so that when the Toastmaster of the day goes through the role of chairing the meeting, they are able to read out what your speech title is, and your evaluator is able to know what project you're doing. So let's dive right in on how to use FTH, the agenda portal, and how to upload your speech details if you're a speaker on that day. Right now you can see in front of you the front page to MCBC Toastmasters. The front page is handled by myself as Vice President Public Relations. The agenda is controlled by our Vice President Education, James Hippolyte. He's also our Secretary, so he also reconciles the agendas and records attendance. So you log into your website as it is. So for us, it's mcbctoastmasters.org. And if you are a member of that club, you log yourself in. As you can see here, I've logged myself in. I am a speaker today, so I've got to update my part of the agenda. So I've got to update my speech title, my speech introduction, and what project I am doing today and from what pathway. And then I've got to save it so the agenda updates itself, ready for the Toastmaster, who is our Vice President membership today, Nathan Piahana, to do the introductions later on today when we have our meeting. So let's go into our meeting agenda. You can see here the agenda has now shown up. And you can see as you go down, we open, because we are still in pure Zoom meetings at the moment, we don't have our Sergeant of Arms present. Once we go into hybrid meetings, your Sergeant of Arms shows up. So if you're wondering where our SAA is, they're just not here at the moment. So as you go down, we come up to the speakers. Now, I've already filled mine in. Our speaker 2, Vic, has done his, and we're waiting on Greg to upload his before we start today. My evaluator for this exercise is Ashpreet. So Ashpreet is going to be super reliant on me to update my project details so that she can, 1, get the evaluation form, 2, give me a proper evaluation given that I'm doing a level 4 today. So here I am, speaker 1. I have confirmed that I am my role. I am speaking today, and that alerts the Toastmaster, who is Nathan, that I am able to do it. If I was not able to do it, I would go here, click no, and if I was already assigned the role, it drops me off and the role becomes unassigned, ready for the Vice President of Education and the Toastmaster to reassign it. If I didn't have any role, it just marks me as absent when the reconciliation is done after the meeting. So I am at today's meeting, and that again tells the Toastmaster and the Vice President of Education that I'm present. I am speaker 1, so let's go through on how to update the details. And this is also critically important if you're giving a longer project as well, which is common in levels 3, 4, and 5 of pathways. So my pathway is strategic relations, or strategic relationships. It's my second pathway. My first one was innovative planning. And today I am doing a Q&A session, which is 15 to 20 minutes long. So I select the box, I collapse all, I go to the pathway that I am doing, I hit the plus button, then I scroll down to the project that I am doing, which today is a level 4 elective Q&A session. I select it. Now the project description will come up. With what needs to be done. And the evaluation form comes up. This is the one Ushpreet will be using today. Now the evaluator can get the evaluation forms 2 ways. If I have uploaded my speech details and project quick enough, Ushpreet can just go to the agenda, hit the evaluation form button and download it for herself. If I've been a bit slow or I've been delayed for whatever reason, it would be common courtesy for me to download it and then send it to Ushpreet herself, and also outline what my goals are for today. This is critical because you've got to get the right evaluation form done, not only for yourself and for your evaluator, but also so your Vice President of Education can give you a reward if you're at a level completion of your pathways. Next up, project title. Of course, this is the free Toast Host workshop. Then the speech introduction, which the Toastmaster or evaluator, depending on how your club does it, is filled out. This is how they will introduce you. If you're not sure, hit complete enter a complete introduction, and it will give you some guides. And then once you're done, hit save project speech details, and then it will give you this, and the agenda then goes and updates itself. And that is how you enter your details into free Toast Host. So the agenda is updated, and it reflects what project you're doing, what your speech is called, and one critical factor in my case, length. Most Toastmaster speeches are 5 to 7 minutes long, as we see with Vic. However, I am doing an advanced project today. It is 15 to 20 minutes long. That means the allocation normally given in the agenda will not be correct. So if you are giving a longer project, or if you're doing the social speeches, a shorter project, and it is reflected up here in your project, you must inform the Toastmaster and your Vice President Education as soon as possible. The reason why, and you don't have to worry about this unless you're the officer that presides over the agenda, is so that they can go in, and this is only available to the officers or the web administrator. So they can go in and alter the agenda manually. Because as I said earlier, only this normal speaking slots of 5 to 7 minutes. I've got a 20-minute project, so the agenda needs to be manually edited. So we're now into the behind the scenes of the agenda. As I'm an officer and one of the 2 administrators to MCBC's FTH, I have access to this. Normally this would be done by the Vice President of Education. So as you can see, this is set out. And if you look at the default speeches, 5 to 7 minutes. So we allocate 8 minutes. So it allows the transition either side. This is how this is. You will see here that it's been altered to 21 minutes. And once it is updated on the side, it will reflect on this side that I have a 20-minute project with a 1-minute transition. And the times are then adjusted accordingly. Consequently, we are a 2-hour club. Consequently, because I've got a 20-minute speech, we had to drop our 4th speaker and evaluate. So it is critical, and I say this again to members, it is critical that you update your project details here as quickly as you can once you are known you are assigned to speak this week. Because longer projects means the agenda needs to be manually adjusted by the presiding officer. Again, in our case, the Vice President of Education, and the Toastmaster needs to be informed as well. So Nathan's been informed in this case that I've got a longer project today, and the timer will need to be informed. So when the green, yellow, and red lights are given. In summary, Free Toast Host is the main website that Toastmasters use for their day-to-day running of the club. For guests, this is the front page of where they get to see us and make first contact with us. For members, this is where the agendas are done, and for speakers, this is where the project details are uploaded and updated. And for officers, this is where we do our behind-the-scenes work to keep the club running in good working order. Again, if you're a speaker, click Project Time, collapse all, go to your project, select your elective. So in this case, oops, I've just lost track of it. There it is, Q&A. Enter my title into the speech introduction, save update. Because I have got a longer project, I then inform the Toastmaster and the Vice President of Education so the agenda can be manually adjusted. The project description is ready. The eval form your evaluator can either get or you send to your evaluator. So Ashpreet has my evaluation form so she knows what is expected of me today in this Q&A session. And I've also given her my goals as well. Once that's done, don't forget to save, update, and the agenda automatically updates itself in real time. I hope this has helped everyone on why we use Free Toast Host and why and how speakers need to update their project details into Free Toast Host as soon as possible. And it just allows for the efficient running of a club, and allows for the efficient running of a meeting, and speaker, Toastmaster, and evaluator are not caught scrambling around with the wrong details and the wrong evaluations and that. And finally, if it's the end of a level or end of your pathway, your Vice President of Education can inform you, award your award as quick as possible, because there's nothing better than receiving your level or full pathway award and recognition of your very fine work as a Toastmaster. Any details or questions, you can reach out to me at ben.r001@gmail.com. This recording was done under the Creative Commons License 4.0, Attributive, Share Alike.